Hi, everybody. Are you having a good time? How about these guys? They frickin' rock. I love you guys. Oh my God, you're so funny. Jeez. Anyways, I'm really glad to be here tonight. And I love to see a bunch of my peeps here. So you guys are going to get the goods tonight. You ready? Okay. Anyways, I'm a proud Indigenous Scottish woman. Okay? My dad was a very handsome Indigenous man. And my mom was a very pretty little Scottish lady with red hair. Okay? So, you guys can imagine, you can see now the dilemma starting to happen, the identity crisis. I was all kinds of fucked up, okay? Go to school, all right? I'd go to school, and the kids would be like, that's not your mom. She doesn't look anything like you. You're adopted, right? So I'd be pissed. I wasn't impressed, okay? You know, and then they'd call me Chug, the kids at school, because I grew up in Prince George, right? So they did a lot of that. They were redneck, you know, redneck people, millwrights, okay? They like to make fun of us folk. So I came home and I said, hey, Dad, I said, the boys at school are calling me Chug. And he was a heavyweight boxer. And he said, okay, we won't have any of that. So he took me in the backyard and he said, I'm going to teach you a little 1-2. So he was teaching me how to box. And my mom stuck her head out the window. She's like, Dennis, what the hell are you doing? Teaching her that shit. He said, well, she has to learn how to defend herself. And for the record, he taught me how to kill a man, but we'll keep that under wraps. So if any of you ladies need some advice, come talk to me after, okay? Right? Okay, so I said, okay, Dad. So he had me all ready to go, 1-2, this is what you do. So I get to school, and this little shit, Rick Zaporowski, okay? So, sorry, Rick, if you see this, okay? He calls me a Chug. So I said, okay, that's it. You're going down, brother. So I gave him a good 1-2. And then guess what? The phone started ringing, okay? That evening, guess who was on the phone? Rick Zaporowski. Will you be my girlfriend? That's how it's done, ladies. Just give him a 1-2 and then you're sold. You got him. Okay. So, that being said, oh, and there was love notes in my desk from Trevor Schlesinger. You know, they were all hot and ready to trot. Okay, so, anyways, after that, so I'll tell you a little bit about my Indigenous family. They're very large. There's a ton of them, and they're all north of Terrace in a community. It's called the Nass Valley. Okay, and I'm Niska. So not rumor, it's an actual known fact, okay? An actual fact, okay, that they're very dynamic, my family, and very spiritual, okay? So get that, okay? Some of you know that about me, right? Walk on water and all that shit. Okay, so... So they're so wonderful and amazing. So my grandma Jeetsi, she'd come to Prince George, right? Jeetsi means grandma, right? In Niska. So she'd come and she'd be like, oh, gwa. And that means poor thing, right? So she'd hug us and feel sorry for us, and my dad would get all mad, okay? He'd be like, they're not poor. They're fine. They've got great clothes. They're fed, blah, 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 right? But she felt sorry for us, okay? But I'll continue on with that okay, so then if I was sick or anything was wrong, or it didn't even have to be wrong, she'd pray over us, okay? She was really spiritual. She'd start, praying in Niska, and she was right over top of us, and I'd be like, am I gonna frickin' die? Like, what's happening here? Okay? But you know what? She's seen the writing on the wall, right? It was foreshadowing to what was gonna happen in the future. Not only that, my dad was a chronic alcoholic, right? So, you know what? The apple didn't fall far from the tree, did it, Michelle? That's my sister over there, okay? Okay? She's my vault. Anyways, you know, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Michelle and I did some drinking together over the years, and we were bar stars. We were amazing, hey? On the dance floor, woo, woo, yeah, right? So we were just giving her. And you know what? I'm not going to get into it tonight, but if I was to tell you all our escapades, you guys would be quite titillated. So we don't want to get you there. It's kind of crowded in here. Oh, God. Anyways, I wanted to say that word, titillated, on stage. Anyways, to continue on, I'm going to bring you to, you know, the drinking led to other things, and you guys know who's in recovery here, right? It starts getting pretty dicey with the drugs, right? So, I had a friend, and his name, we won't say his real name. We'll call him, he's Toy Boy. And not because he was my boy toy. His actual name sounded like that. So we'll just go with that, okay? Well, he was doing this lovely drug that was probably made in a bathtub somewhere, okay? Anyhow, he decided that he was going to do this, and he wound up a tree for a week, okay? He didn't come down, right? And nobody's seen him come down. We were all asking, did you see him come down? Has anybody brought him water? Has anybody asked him what's going on? Like, what the hell, right? Well, he's up there a week, okay? So then he decides to come down and go home and get rid of anything that is to do with Satan. Okay? Sorry to say that. Don't be fearful. Because we got little Miss Christ over there to help us out. She's walking with the Lord, so we're okay. So, right? Okay, so he comes down, he goes home, and he does this big burning of all of his stuff, okay? So he ends up doing a stint. He could still be there. You know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest type place. Well, he ended up there, okay? So out in somewhere in New West, or I can't remember where, but anyway, that's where he was. So nobody still knows. I don't know where he ended up. So do you think that I would take that foreshadowing, or maybe this is a warning? Don't do that drug. Don't do it. But guess what? I did. And I was doing it like no tomorrow, in the bathroom, at home, smoking it, all this stuff. Anyways, okay, we'll go on to this. Well, apparently, I got a hold of somebody's supply, okay? And apparently, it was enough to kill a horse, okay? So I was tripping, okay? So I opened up the canning cupboard, and in there was 3 possums, and they were all hanging in a row, and I was like, whoa, there's possums in there, and I was tripping. There was flying squirrels, there was bats and rats and all kinds of things, okay? So my mom gets wind of me talking about these flying squirrels, so she phones my sister, and she says, I think your sister's on drugs. She is seeing flying squirrels, and there's no such thing. So, of course, being the good sister Michelle is, she comes and picks me up, okay? Takes me to her house. Well, 3 days later, I'm still tripping, right? Not sleeping and tripping, okay? So, you know what? It escalated. So I said, shit, Michelle, Satan's coming. You better grab the Bible. I could have used you that day. So she gets the Bible out. She gives it to me, and I start, right? And I'm reading in the Psalms and all this stuff, and I'm just going for it. And I'm going to be saved. And she was almost coming on to my trip a bit there. And then she snapped out of it. And she's like, okay, this isn't good, Janine. We got to go to the hospital, okay? You know, that was so frickin' crazy. And you know what? I'm so lucky that I didn't wind up with Toy Boy, okay? Okay, so I've got to wrap this shit up. So we're going to just tell you that today I haven't had a drink or a drug in 17 years. Thank you. And HRP is really important to me because it really gets us looking a little deeper. And I'm telling you, when, like, going in behind our ribs and stuff, right? And digging out shit that we don't want to look at. And you know what? It's been good for me. So this is an amazing thing, and I love all of you guys. Thanks to all my peeps that showed up tonight, and rock on.